Come, let's sing Jesus, of Jesus, Jesus, of Jesus, Jesus, of Jesus, let's sing Jesus, and everyday children's way.
Hey there, friends! It is Friday! Or just Friday. It depends on your mood, I guess. But I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. It's the last day of the week before we hit the weekend. And I hope you've got big plans. I do too. I'm doing work. Your weekend's probably better than mine. But I'm glad that you can be with me again as we finish talking about the Hall of Faith. Now, I've been looking all over this room, and you know what? There's actually an empty place in the back. Now, I think that's really interesting because it says under construction. Did you know that in Hebrews chapter 11, there's two spots that we want to look at? Verses 14 through 16, and then verse 39 to the beginning of chapter 12. Now, that sounds really technical, but this is what I mean. Did you know that if we have the right kind of faith, like we talked about Monday, we believe in God, we want to do what God says because we want faith that is pleasing to Him. We want a faith like Abraham that believes that when He makes a promise to us, He'll keep His promise just like He did for Abraham. We'll have the faith that Moses had, that he would cross the Red Sea, and we'd be willing to cross the sea of any problems and trials that come before us because God can help us. And we can even have the same kind of faith that stands up to things that look impossible. What does that mean for us? Well, you know, at the end of the chapter in Hebrews chapter 11, it would say that these people were not worthy of the world, or the world wasn't even worthy of them. What that would mean is these were unique and very, very special people. You see, the world, if we look everywhere, people just want to do wrong and bad things. But the Bible would say we need to be looking for a place that is far greater than this place here. And that really makes me think, how long do you think you'll get to be here on earth? That might be a really sad question, but I want you to think about that as we sing this song with Paul. And when we come back, we'll talk about this and why that's so important to our faith. So let's go sing a song with our friend Paul, and I'll see you in a few seconds. Let's go sing.
Sing Christian songs with Paul.
Thanks, E.T. Hey, kids, would you like to sing another Christian song? How about, I've got the joy, 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 joy. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. Great job, kids. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, friends. That was a wonderful job that you did singing with our friend Paul. Thanks, friends. Thanks, Paul. You did a great job. Now, when we left, I left you with a very important question. How long do you think that you'll be here on earth? Now, you may not know the answer to that. I don't even know the answer to that, but you know who knows the answer for sure? God does. But just because God knows the answer doesn't mean that you have to know the answer to it. This is what I mean. You see, when the Bible would say that the world was not worthy of these people who had faith, you know this place in the back of the room that's empty and it says under construction? I think the people who own this place actually told me that's you that they're waiting for. You see, what they're waiting for, the Bible would say, they're waiting to see how your faith turns out. And they're waiting to see, if you look at Hebrews chapter 12, since we have such a great cloud of witnesses, we have the faith of Abraham, of Abel, of Moses, and all these other people in the Old Testament. Since we have all these great examples of faith, let's lay aside the sin which so easily besets us or throws us off track, and let us run with endurance the race which is set before us. You see, running in this life, it's not about this life here on earth, but rather it would tell us in verse 14 through 16 of Hebrews chapter 11 that the people, Abraham, Sarah, Enoch, and Abel, all these people, they were desiring a better place, a heavenly place, a place made a place made by God, and a place that God would make for those who had faith in Him. This would be a faith that believes in all things that God says. But you see, this kind of faith knows that life here is for a short amount of time. Might be just 5 seconds, 5 hours, 5 years, 500 years. Well, maybe not that long, but it's not really that long of time. But did you know that if you were to live with God in heaven, that's much, much longer than this time here? As a matter of fact, the Bible would say when we are with God, we'll be with Him forever. Friends, that's a lot longer than time that we have here on earth. But the only way we're going to make it is if we have the faith that will take us where God is, and that place is heaven. Now, friends, that's all the time that we have for this week. I want you to continue growing in your faith. Believe that God means what He says and He says what He means, and just look around at nature all around you and say, you know what? The Bible tells me God made that, and I believe that. Have that kind of faith and share it with your friends, and you can begin sharing your faith with everybody, especially the news of Jesus. Now, friends, that's all the time that we have today. Let's go work on our final memory work, and I'll see you next week. Let's go. Hey there, friends. So it's Friday, which means it is memory work time. It's time for you to say the memory work to me. Now, today we're going to say it once together, and then I want you, without looking, say it back to me. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, I want you to say the verse back to me. Are you ready? Go ahead. That was fantastic. You did a great job. Now take this verse and share your faith with everyone. And you know what? Maybe one day you'll be in the Hall of Faith too. Now, friends, I hope you have a safe and wonderful weekend. And until next time, see you later, friends.
Come, let's sing Jesus, 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 let's sing an everyday children's way.